Hello friends, welcome to my channel IT Career. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing excellent. I'm also doing fine. So today we are going to have a knowledge check on the past few lectures which were on projects, service accounts and billing. If you remember, we have gone through the project hierarchy, the organization hierarchy, the service account, billing accounts in my previous lecture. So we'll have a short, I would not say short, almost 15 questions. I'll go through all multiple choices. So I'm going to read the questions, and they have multiple choices for answers. And I'll give 10 seconds for you to think whatever I have taught in my previous lectures. And after 10 seconds, I'm going to reveal the answer. So it will help you to understand what we taught in our last lectures. You will be able to recall them, and this will basically prepare you for the certification. So without wasting time, let us jump into our today's lecture, which is on knowledge check on projects, service accounts and billings. So the first question is, when you create a hierarchy, you can have more than one of which structure. Okay, so let us see the four answers. Organization hierarchy, folders only, folders and project, and D, projects only. Okay, I'm giving you 10 seconds to think. So the answer is C. How it is C? So whenever you answer any kind of these questions, right? So first of all, try to narrow down the answer. Like first of all, try to take out the wrong answers. So first of all, organization only, A is not correct, definitely, right? You can have only one organization. Okay, and the answer is C, folders and projects. Why? The resource hierarchies have single organization, as I mentioned, as a root, right, which makes our option C correct. But the folders and the option D, projects, they cannot be, right, because the folders can contain other folders and projects, and folder can contain multiple folders and multiple projects. So C is the answer. If you think of our organization structure, the folders, under the folder they have project, they can have multiple structure. They can have one division of the company, like a finance department, they have a folder and project structure, and another division, maybe sales division, they have another structure of folder and project. So answer is C. All right, so our next question is question number 2. So the question number 2 is, you are designing an application that uses a series of services to transform data from its original form into format suitable for use in a data warehouse. Your transformation application will write to a message queue as it processes each input file. You don't want to give user permission to write to the message queue. You could allow application to write to the message queue by using which of the following? So A, billing account, B, service account, C, managing account, and D, folder. So from here I'm giving you 10 seconds. Okay, so the answer is service accounts. So remember that we discussed in our previous lecture. So anything you don't want to give permission to a user, and you want to give a permission to some machine, right? So or services, you always use service account. So here it is saying, right, you don't want to give user permission to write to the message. So it implied that it must be a service account. It should not be a billing account, because billing accounts are associate with the charges and payment method. They are not related to any authorization, right? And managing account, there is, messaging accounts, there are as such nothing is messaging account. And folders, it cannot be, right? Folders are not definitely not user privileges, right? So the answer is C.
B.
All right, so next question is question number 3. Okay, your company has a number of policies that needs to be enforced for all projects. Okay, you decide to apply policies to resource hierarchy. Not long after you apply the policies, an engineer finds that application that has worked prior implementation of the policies is no longer working. The engineer would like to create an exception for the application. How can you override the policy inherited from another entity in the resource hierarchy? All right, you remember how we apply the org policies, right? So at the organization level you apply the policy and it should go through the resource hierarchy till the project, right? Project and the resources. So the engineer found that after applying that, some of the application is not working. It was working before but not. So which of the following you are going to it will work for you? So the answers are: A, inherited policies can be overwritten by defining a policy at a folder or project level. B, inherited policies cannot be overwritten. C, policies can be overwritten by linking them to a service account, and policies can be overwritten by linking them to the billing account. Your time starts now, 10 seconds. All right, the 10 seconds are done. So now let us try to answer the question. So policy, let's see D and C. Policies cannot be overwritten by linking them to service account and billing account. And both the answer C and D are same, but here it is saying service account billing. So none of them are correct. Okay, because service account and billing account are not. Billing account definitely are not related to your anything. Policies or any authorization level, right? And service accounts are not, definitely not, because they are assigned to a particular user, right? So answer will be A. Inherited policies can be overwritten by defining a policy at the folder or a project level. Okay, so answer is A. It cannot be, answer B is not correct. Okay, so question number 4, next question. So question number 4, a team of 4 members needs to set up a project that needs only general permission for all resources. Okay, they have 4 members, they need general permission. You are granting each person a primitive role for different level of access depending on their responsibilities of the project. Which of the following is not included in the primitive role in the Google Cloud platform? Okay, so the answer is here. Okay, first of all, A, B, C, D, right? A, owner; B, publisher; C, editor; and D, viewer. So your time starts now, 10 seconds. All right, 10 seconds done. So answer is B, publisher. Why? Owner, number A, owner, editor, and viewer, all these 3 are part of primitive role. Okay, so here what is saying, a team of 4 members needs to set up a project that needs only general permission for all resources. But if you give owner, editor, and viewer, they are part of primitive role, right? Primitive role, and you are granting each person primitive role at different level access depending on the responsibility of the role, right? Which of the following is not included in the primitive role in the Google? If you remember, if I go to our the roles and navigations, if you know, we have primitive roles, right? And what are primitive roles? So primitive roles include owner, editor, and viewer. We already discussed it, right? So these three are primitive role. So the answer to this question is publisher. All right. So this is pretty simple. Let us go back. Next question. Okay. Question number 5. You are deploying a new custom application. All right. And want to delegate some administration task to a DevOps engineer. Okay. They do not need all privileges of full application administrator, but they do need subset of the privileges. What kind of role you should use to grant those privileges? So A, primitive role, B, predefined role, C, advanced, and D, custom. Your time starts now. All right. So answer to the question will be A. No, not A. D. Custom role. Why? So let me understand why not A, B, and C. Okay. Primitive roles only include what? Owner, editor, and view permission, right? However, what we are saying here, we want to give DevOps engineer all. You want to delegate some of your administration, but not everything. They do not need all privileges for full application administration, right? So you don't need to give everything primitive role, and predefined role also you don't need to give because they are designed for GCP products like like App Engine, BigQuery, right? So you don't want to give that. And advanced role, I don't think anything is there called advanced role. So we're not. We are not discussing anything about it. So it should be the custom role. So whatever whatever access the DevOps engineer need, you can give him or her the custom role. You create a role for that and assign that role. All right. So answer A, B, C are not correct. Only D is correct. Next question is number 6. Okay. An application for an finance company needs access to the database and a cloud storage bucket. Okay. There is no predefined role that grants all needed permission without granting some permission are not needed. All right. So what is saying? Let us try to understand. An application for a finance company needs access to database. Okay. And cloud storage bucket. Okay. There is no predefined role that grants all needed permission without granting some permission that are not needed. You decide to create a custom role. Okay. When defining a custom role, you should follow which of the following principle? Okay. So number A is rotation of the duties. B, list principle. C, defense in depth. And D, least privilege. Your time starts now. All right. So what should be the answer? Users should have only privilege that needed to carry out the duties, right? So you don't need to give everything. So that's why you are creating a custom role. Now this is the principle of least privilege. So you give permission whenever you are giving permission to anyone creating custom role, at least privilege you give. This is better for you. Okay. So this is the principle of security. Rotation of duties is another security principle relating to having different people perform tasks at different times. So this is not applicable here, right? Rotation of duties Just remember those things. We may not be discuss these things in our lectures, few things, but this thing what I am telling you, this may be applicable in future. Okay, so rotation of duties are what? It is a security principle relating to having different people performing at same task at different times. Okay, same task. Suppose someone is in the Australia performing in his time zone the same task, and the same the same task is performed by someone in the United States, or someone in India. The same task doing by the different people in different time. All right. So this is called rotation of duties. Defense in depth is another practice of using multiple security control to protect the same asset. So you have a same asset and you have control. Different controls to protect the same asset or same services. Okay, so that is called defense. So this is not again applicable here. And least principle, there is nothing called there is no concept called least principle. So answer is D, least privilege. Okay, so defining the custom role, you are following the least privilege principle. Let's move to the next one. Question number 7. Okay, how many organization can you create in a hierarchy? Okay, how many organization? We always know that a resource hierarchy has only one organization, right? So, okay, sorry. I want to give you 10 seconds, right? I was telling you the answer. So, your time starts now. All right. So the answer to this question is a very simple one. We know that only one organization can be created. So answer is A. You can create multiple folders or multiple projects within a hierarchy and an organization, but all organization will be one. All right. Next question. Okay. You are contacted by finance department of your company for advice on how to automate payment for GCP services. So finance department contacted you how to automate the payments of their the GCP services they are using. They want to automate it. Okay, they don't want to monitor things at all. What kind of account would you recommend setting up? So answer A, service account, B, billing account, C, resource account, D, credit account. Your time starts now. The answer to this question is definitely billing account, because the billing account is used to specify payment information and should be used to set up your automatic payment, right? Yesterday we have seen, in our last lecture we have seen that thing, how to set up a billing account. Service accounts are not used to grant billing and all. They are only used for your privileges and all. And I think there is, I never heard about resource account. So there is nothing called resource account and credit account. So the answer to this question is billing account. All right. Next question is question number 9. You are experimenting with GCP for your company. You do not have permission to incur cost. All right. How can you experiment with GCP without incurring cost? So answer is in your screen. A, B, C, D. I'm not reading them. I'm giving you 10 seconds. All right. So answer to this question is very, very simple. We have seen our last year. So the answer to this question is you can use only free services in GCP. You can't use all services. You can use personal credit. So answer to this question is C. You can use only free services in the GCP. Okay. So GCP offers free services level for many products, and which makes option C correct for us. All right. and others are not, are not correct. You can relate it. You can't all services incur charges. No, everything is no. We have our free account. You can use personal credit card. You can use personal credit and pay for the charges. Definitely it is an option, but we have a free account before you go for charges and all. So you can, but here your company is not allowing, right? You do not have permission to incur cost. Yeah, but if you use a personal credit card, but why to do that? You have a free services available, right? And D is you can use only serverless product. No, definitely not. I'm not going to read everything. So answer C is the correct answer, and you know it. Thank you. Next question is question number 10. A large enterprise is planning to use GCP across number of subdivisions. Okay. Each subdivision is managed independently, okay, and has its own budget. All right. Looks like it is a very big company. Most subdivision plan to spend tens of thousands of dollars per month. Okay. How would you recommend they setting up their billing account? So, A, use a single self-service billing account. B, use multiple self-service billing account. Use single invoice billing account. Use multiple invoice billing account. So your time starts now. 10 seconds. All right. So answer to this question is D. Large enterprises should use invoicing when incurring large charges, which makes option D is our correct answer. Self-service account is appropriate only for accounts that are within credit card limits and credit cards, right? So self-service account, these are not applicable self-service accounts. And use single invoiced billing account, no, it cannot be, because here it is specifically saying, right, they have a large enterprise using each subdivision, right, multiple subdivisions they have, and they are independently they're managing. So answer to this question is answer D. All right. Next question is question number 11. Okay, and this question looks like we have done in our last lecture. Okay, but let me read it. An application administrator is responsible for managing all resources in a project. All right. She wants to delegate responsibility of several service account to another administrator. Okay, she wants to delegate her all responsibility for service account to another administrator. Okay, maybe she is going on vacation. If additional service accounts are created, another administrator should manage those as well. Okay, so here's the trick here. If any new accounts are created, whether the delegation will work or not, right? What is the best way to delegate privilege needed to manage for service accounts? Yesterday, I'm sorry, I'm again saying yesterday, because I have recorded my video, last lecture video yesterday, so I'm telling it again and again, mentioning yesterday. However, in my last lecture we already discussed it. So whenever you are delegating things, service account user, we have gone through this IAM.service.account user. So answer to this question will be definitely A or B, and definitely not C and D. Oh, I think I have not give you 10 seconds. So your 10 seconds starts now. All right. So let me continue. Definitely C and D are not correct, because I am service project account user. This is not the service account authorization. We have discussed it in my last lecture. It is service account user. So we are taking out C and D. So out of A and B should be correct. So A is saying grant I am service account user to the administrator at the project level. All right. and grant is a level to the administrator as a service account level. So to answer to this question is A. A is the answer. Why? Here it is specifically saying, you have to understand the question very, well, what is saying? An application administrator responsible for managing all resources in a project. So you give the the IAM service account at the project level, okay, not the service level. So if you give the this administrator, this authorization at the project level, if any new accounts are created, then also the delegated administrator can be able to manage those new accounts. Okay, if you give this at the service account level, then those service account which are already created, she will be able to manage, but not the new ones. So answer to the question is A. Grant IAM dot service account user to the administrator at the project level. All right, let's move to next one. Question number 12. What objects in GCP are sometimes treated as resources and sometimes identities? I mentioned it in my previous lecture. Very easy. Your time starts now. All right. So very easy. The answer is B. Definitely not billing accounts. So take out billing accounts, because billing accounts are only for billing, not for your identities or resources, right? And not projects and roles, because projects are under they are not, they are not identities. Projects are not identities. Okay, so it definitely not, and definitely not roles. Roles are resources but not identities. So service accounts is the correct answer, because they are the resources that managed by administrator and also function as identities that can assign roles, and that's why service accounts is the answer. Yesterday we already mentioned about service accounts, right? So let's move to the next question. Question number 13. You plan to develop a web application using products from GCP. Okay. So you are developing a web application using the products from GCP that already has already included established role for managing permission such as read-only access and or the ability to delete old version. Okay. Which of the following roles offer these capabilities? So A, primitive role, B, predefined role, C, custom role, D, application role. Your time starts now. All right. So the answer to this question is predefined role. Why? I'm telling you. So read the question carefully. You plan to develop a web application using GCP product that already included established role. Whenever you're saying established role already there, means this is predefined role, right? It is not custom role. So predefined roles are defined as a for a particular product, like your app engine. So you want to use GCP product, right? Suppose app engine you want to use or compute engine use. So for those, predefined roles are already there. So option B will be the correct one. And definitely not primitive role, because primitive roles they are, I mentioned, right, they are owner, they are they have more privileges, right, than whatever you needed. Okay. And not custom role, because custom roles are created by user to meet particular needs. But here it is saying what you have already established roles, right? And there is nothing called application role, so we can take that out. So answer is B. Question number 14. I don't know, last question I have given you 10 seconds or not. Okay, but we'll see. Question number 14. You are reviewing a new GCP account created for use by finance department. Okay, finance department has a GCP account created. An auditor has question about who can create projects by default. You explain who has privilege to create project by default. Who is included? A. All project administrator. B. All users. C. Only users without role, resource manager, project create. And D. Only billing accounts. 10 seconds starts now. All right. So let us take out the options which is not applicable here. Option number C is definitely incorrect. Only users without role, resource manager create. So if this role is not there, create project, how a person can create a project, right? So C is out of scope. Billing account users are not, definitely not, because they are billing account, they are not they cannot create projects. Okay, maybe they can create projects, but not saying only, right? So whenever I say only, no, other users also can. So answer to the question is B, all users. Project administrator can also create projects, but here is saying only, right? Only project, no, not only, all the users, I mean, can create users. So answer to the question is B. Very simple. Next question is next but not the least. So how many projects can be created in an account? A. 10. B. 25. C. There is no limit. And D. Each account has a limit determined by Google. All right, your time starts now. All right, so we have seen multiple times. Yes, I mean, in my last lecture also we have seen that how many projects you can create. You can, I mean, question number C is definitely not correct. There is no limit. There is a limit. We see there is not, this is not 20 or 10 or 25. The answer to the question is D. Each account has a limit determined by Google. So you see that yesterday we have seen that we can create 21 projects, and if you want to increase the quota, you ask Google so to increase your quota. So you, every time you want to create I mean, you want to increase your quota of projects, you can write it to Google, you request Google, then they will determine when to increase and whether to increase or not. With that said, yeah, so answer to the question is D. So with that said, we are done with our today's first knowledge check on projects, service accounts and billing. I hope you guys understand the basic fundamentals of all these services. And next lecture, I'm going to start the virtual machine creation and each component in the virtual machine, I mean compute engine API. So thank you so much for watching my videos, and if you have not shared my channel to your friends and families, please share with the people you know, and subscribe to the channel and like the videos. And thank you so much, and there are more to come in the future. I'm going to start SAP training from 2nd of January 2023. I'm also planning to start DevOps, and yeah, there are plenty of other things are in the plate right now. I'm not getting enough time to prepare these videos because I'm doing some other office work I have, and then I have other projects and my courses. I'm doing some course from MIT. So thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.